One thing you'll soon learn about me is that I've learnt to never believe anything unless there's overwhelming evidence to prove a theory. There's simply not enough evidence that the Earth is round. Now, before we go on with this subject, I'd like to say I don't have a theory or an answer, only that I'm not convinced one way or the other. Most round Earth people point to the moon landing as proof, but let's not be so hasty in reaching our conclusion yet. Watch my video on the subject of the moon landing. I've placed a link in the description box below. Just think of this for a moment. Given that there are literally thousands of satellites in orbit and the Hubble telescope, you'd think it would be relatively easy to prove. Just point the camera back to Earth. That would discount the flat Earth theory in an instant. But you see, they never do. The only evidence we have is a few graphical images. There are no actual pictures of Earth. Now if you think of that, isn't that astounding? That we only have a handful of images of Earth. Add to this the fact that we have apparently been exploring the solar system since the 1960s. The same applies to planets in our solar system. They are simply videos and are not a recording of a flyby. So why do you think they would hide that we live on a flat Earth? Revealing the truth would be catastrophic for humans and would bring about a multitude of questions about everything we know or think we know. Everything we knew would be challenged. Human history, science and religion, to name a few. After discovering the truth, we'd need to know the truth, which would likely bring about anarchy. The difference between flat Earth and round Earth is immense to the view we have of ourselves and the Earth. In an instant, we would change from insignificant beings that live in an infinite universe of potentially an infinite number of beings to that of the only planet in a closed system where we are the only beings. It would essentially transform us from slaves to kings. Is there evidence of this? We only have the Bible and overwhelming evidence. The evidence for a flat Earth is overwhelming in my opinion. Returning to the moon landing, why have we never returned? Can you honestly think of any technology that has been invented and not used again? This is because there are none. In fact, every technological discovery has been adopted into society and grown. Do you seriously believe that after 50 years no one has returned to the moon? Why do you believe that the Earth is round? Are you happy to simply believe what you've been told without spending even a couple of hours researching the subject? I put it to you that this is a very lazy attitude to have, especially for something that's so important. Let's for a minute or two imagine that we do live on a flat Earth. Wouldn't it explain a lot? Despite countless rumours of extraterrestrials, we've never been visited. In fact, we can't be visited. And if the Bible is to be believed, the Earth is surrounded by the firmament, which modern dictionaries describe as heaven, the blue, and the wide blue yonder. Is it then coincidental that water is blue? Space exploration hasn't occurred because the Earth